Welcome back, y'all.
I didn't hear no music playing.
You hear no music the whole time?
I didn't hear no music playing.
But the fact that he said welcome back, it was all right. Go ahead, man.
No, the fact that I didn't hear no music playing, though, I ain't know what was going on.
All right.
He just pulled out the Coke bar.
Did y'all hear the music?
Yeah. Everybody else heard it, right?
Yeah, I heard it.
You had the Teddy Riley audio going on.
All right, man. One more time, man.
No, see, now you really on some Teddy Riley shit.
Yeah, I know, right? You're trying to do the rounds over again.
Yo, just go.
Who's gonna go? All right. Welcome back, y'all, to the I Respect Your Opinion podcast. I want to thank everybody. First off, thank God. I want to thank everybody for listening, subscribing, liking us on Facebook, following us on all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, all of it. All of it. YouTube, everything. First off, I want to let everybody. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Quay, and I'm Joel's dad on all platforms. Go ahead, everybody else. AJ.
Lanes _carpet_cleaning on IG. Ray Lane on Facebook.
Deontay _D Wade. Also D Wade _ took that for photography.
AJ Gray 14 on Instagram. AJ Gray on Facebook.
All right, bet, man. And I also want to give a special shout out to our two sponsors, Lane's Carpet Cleaning, ran by Dre. It's especially in the time of the Rona, you want to get all that nonsense out your carpet. It's dirty as shit. Clean it. Also, give us a special shout out to Good Space Studios. You know what I mean? They got good prices. You can go in there. It's a nonstop shop. If you want to go in there and get some pictures, you need the space to do damn near anything, man. It's good space and ran by good people. So with that being said, we're going to let you know about what the podcast is going to be about today. We're going to touch on a couple of Corona-related topics, and then we're going to transition into Insecure. We're going to talk a few minutes on that. It started last week, so we're going to dive into that a little bit. We're going to have a little sports segment. We'll talk about Jalen Green. We're going to talk about the NFL draft coming up next week. And we're going to touch a little bit on Teddy Riley nonsense and tonight's big last stand, beginning of the Michael Jordan 10-part documentary on ESPN at 9 o'clock tonight called The Last Stand, chronicling 1998 season, trials and tribulations on a lot of things, take us behind the scenes on things that we may have not known. So with that being said, I want to ask everybody, how y'all doing? How's everybody feeling today?
I'm doing good brother. I can't complain.
That's good to hear. That's
good, man.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Waiting for this pandemic to be over with, man.
I know that's right, man. We had a couple of technical difficulties, like my man Teddy, man. So we was gonna transition right into that. Let's talk about him, man. Let's talk about who want to take the poll on that one. Pause.
Yeah, I had a date and everything, man, and like he messed up my whole night.
Tell us about that.
Man, that shit was bullshit. Like I was really excited about that joint all week, and then to get on, like, first of all, who made it all this extra shit going on? Like I thought you just supposed to be playing music and like battling. Like this boy had a whole concert set up, bro. Like literally. I know I wasn't the only one watching it.
It was nonsense before Babyface even got on. It was on Teddy Riley live first before Babyface even got on, and you could just see like it was different people coming in and out the cameras, trying to make sure try to see if Babyface is on a live or not, so they could be requested to get on together. You saw the DJ in the background. You saw the hype man Uncle with the Kango head.
Yeah, Uncle.
It was a female that was checking the phone too, so it was just a lot going on. It was just bound for disaster before Babyface even got on there. So
you would expect for it to be, these are professionals, these are legends in the game. So on Teddy Riley part, you would think that it would be like, he would be ready to go. As much anticipated. These are legends, like we were saying. Everybody was probably hyped. Like you said, AJ, you had a date and everything for it, and all to be let down like that.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
shit,
He was ready. Don't get me
let's talk
wrong.
about-
He definitely was ready. He was just ready for a concert. He wasn't
Right.
ready for an IG live. Like,
Was he ready for a concert? 'Cause,
yeah,
No,
he was
fuck
definitely
it.
concert ready for sure. Like, it was.
If you want to just take it back to just a couple weeks ago when it was first about the battle, Teddy was already on some bullshit because he didn't want to do it on IG. He wanted to take it off of IG and put it on a third-party platform for everybody to go to. So he was already trying to be on something different.
Already an extra ass old head.
Already doing extra. So for him to come on the
sound like
live,
somebody y'all
then
know.
you
Sound like
see-
somebody y'all know.
so then you see him on live.
But I
And he got the
digress.
microphone. He got a microphone, keyboard, a hype man. And when I first went into the live, the first thing I said, I was like, damn, it looked like we all got backstage passes right now. Like the way the whole setup was going.
Right.
But Babyface stole the show for real, by saying little and on like low key jabs at Teddy and
Those
shit.
shots.
He asked him, he asked him if he wrote one of the songs when he was 12.
Oh, yeah, fuck you
For
up.
everything that Teddy had, it was just so simple. Babyface was down there in like, his studio. He had probably 3 candles lit, little glass of wine, and rocked out.
And some Bluetooth headphones. That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Bluetooth.
And just rocked out, yo. But for sure, Babyface scheduled that joint for 11 o'clock. And he was going to go to bed whether it was over or not.
Right.
Right, bro. Good.
You know what I'm saying? Babyface was a
You
friend
saw
of
his
mine with
response video?
Teddy.
You saw his
Yeah.
response video?
Yeah.
He's about, clearly, he said clearly we were having technical difficulties. No, so let's just all revisit this when it's not as much going on. And things like that.
So to make
Yeah,
it worse,
I
they're
think
actually they're gonna do the rematch tomorrow night at 8:00. So expect more than that.
Just to timestamp the podcast.
Yo.
This Sunday, April 19th at 6:08. Go ahead. So when you say
I
tomorrow,
was just
Monday, right?
Yeah. Definitely Monday 8:00.
What you were saying,
I
Wade?
was just about to say, no build up tomorrow, because I was just as excited as everybody else. I had my little wine, I cracked that, was ready to listen to some jams. I'm getting through I'm on tilt after drinking the wine for almost an hour, and we only 3 songs in. After Teddy wanted to start his whole routine over it, that was.
You know how I made myself better?
Teddy wanted to get his shit off so bad last night.
It's only uphill from here.
You know how I made myself feel better last night? I went on Apple Music. I went on Apple Music last night, and they had a Teddy Riley playlist and a Babyface playlist, and I just listened to it, man. That's how I made myself feel better, man. Cause
Well, did y'all see D Nice?
yeah, he was gonna capitalize right off of it. He hopped right on the live, like
He did. He capitalized like shit.
he hopped
But
right
I didn't even want
on
to
the
listen to it. I didn't want to listen to it too much because I knew they was going to do the rematch, and I still wanted to be able to.
Yeah, you still want to enjoy it. Why they?
You know what I'm saying?
Doing it.
I didn't.
You want to still get that organic, nostalgic feel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
Because
D
I
Nice
wanted to
definitely
feel
got
that
right
with them.
on it. Like he got right on it.
Yeah. But I ain't even gonna hold you. The little 10 minutes that I was listening to, he was rolling. It was some hits. I was like, damn, I forgot about this. That's why I had to get
Yo,
off.
and it's a lot of stuff, dog, that Teddy Riley made that I didn't even know he made till last night on the
Yeah.
Apple playlist, Apple Music playlist. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang, he
he
made this? Like, I'm like, yo. Now I'm more excited. Now I'm like more anxious to hear the actual battle. Now I want to see what 20 songs he come up with.
Right.
Can they not start over though?
Yeah,
But
the
all in
whole
all,
I
he
don't
went-
want to hear that
smoke.
shit.
and then he did the
17
same
rounds.
dance moves and everything. Like
That's what I'm
start
saying.
over. Like he redid
Look.
everything. Like
Really is a
everything.
I said on Facebook after the battle yesterday, or after it got canceled and shit, I'm like, that's the perfect example of you wanting everything to go right and you planning everything for yourself, and God just being like, no, like that's not what I had in store for
it
you.
got so bad. It got so bad to the point where you didn't even see Teddy Riley laptop or anything. Like he was cueing somebody in the back room to play the music for him, and he was out there with the whole live band with Ray Chew and the crew and them.
Ray Chew.
Yeah,
Did you
Teddy
see
a
the,
bad Jones. Teddy a nut ass. Oh yeah.
You saw the video on my timeline on my page? Like they had a side camera. It was somebody's phone, but you could see like a production camera in front of Teddy and like this
Yeah,
nigga
like
had a full-blown production.
He was definitely gonna put this joint on Netflix.
Yeah, he built that
He was
shit
gonna
in his
try to
crib.
monetize it.
Yeah. He was gonna capitalize off this.
I need something.
Niggas love broadcasting their own funerals because he was gonna smoke that.
Right. All right, man. So listen, man. There's no getting around it. There's no way we can ignore it. So let's go into the coronavirus. It's been like going on 2 months. I've been out of work for at least 6 weeks.
Me too.
Yeah, love it. I just got paid the other day. I was making sure at least my paycheck was the same.
Right.
That's all I'm worried about. But so let's we got 2 topics to go into about, you know what I mean, related to this. So let's talk about the first one. The first one that we're gonna talk about is what do we miss most about, you know, what do we miss most about being outside and with this so-called stay home order? You know what I mean? What do we miss first? I mean, we miss the most. I'm gonna let Dre go. Go ahead, Dre. You start us off.
What I miss the most about being outside is just having an option to go outside. Like, just I want to get up and if I want to go and do something. If I want to go and get something to eat at a restaurant, something like that. If I want to take my kids somewhere, that's probably most what I miss. But you know, you gotta stay safe. You gotta let this just blow by, man. I mean, that's really. It's tough for for people to stay inside because there's so much that's outside that's, you know, that we need. Well, not that we need, but that we want. It's a lot of wants out there, you know, that we used to.
Right.
You know, we 30, 31, 32, 35, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but all these years, and it's like, what we want, we go outside and go get. You know what I'm saying? It's just like now it's like everything just put to a halt. And it's just like, damn, like
so abrupt and hard for people to really
it's
something like that.
It's a tough adjusting period for everybody right now. That's why there's still some people outside now. Now they converted to having house parties and stuff like that now, which is nonsense too. But it's just
I ain't going to no house party.
Yeah,
what you thinking, AJ? What you miss?
Like Dre said, just the choices, man. Like just having the choice to do shit. Like I want the choice to like call out of work. Like I don't want to just be told no come. Like let me do my day.
But I would have had a choice to call out. I would have told nothing.
Yeah, that's different. I ain't heard that one before.
But it's just like I do kind of miss going to work though. Like I ain't going front. Like you know, like I was used to it. I learn new shit every day. Like, I mean, I don't like dislike going to work really. So it's really just chilling and trying to find ways to occupy my time. Like whether it's just watching new shows, playing a game. I really be sleep though. Like that's all it really be to do.
I miss celebrating birthdays.
Hell yeah, because your birthday coming up a couple weeks.
Man.
May 2nd, man.
May 4th.
May 4th, same thing. But I want to piggyback on what AJ said, man. That's one of my things. I had a couple things down here that I miss going to work also. You know what I mean? But what I miss most is coaching basketball, being able to go watch Joel play. You know what I mean? Play basketball, and he was just, you know, he was in a more competitive league and things like that. So just watching him grow and watching him progress as a player and things like that, and just watching, it's really enjoying. Well, excuse me, it's really fulfilling to be able to, you know what I mean, coach and just pass on whatever knowledge you may have to the kids, and then watch them make mistakes and then fix them and then become better in front of your eyes. So that's like one of the biggest things. That's probably the biggest thing I miss. I miss all the other boys. You know what I mean? I've been a part of this program, Philly Astros. Shout out to them. but I've been a part of this program since September, and they've been nothing but good people to me and my son, and we like a family and things like that. So I miss that the most. And like I was saying, as far as work, I have a lot of free time at work. You know what I mean? Me and AJ, we met at working for the city of Philadelphia, and we now branched off to different parts of the city, and we both supervisors, and we basically dictate our own schedule. So now basically my whole day is, dedicated to being the stay-at-home dad, which I don't mind too much, but at the same time, it's just like Dre was saying, and like y'all was saying earlier, it's just an abrupt change. And so that's the most difficult thing for me. I miss, the free time that I had at work, and just just normalcy, period. You know what I mean? Just being able to just, like you said, have options to go do things. And it's really scary, man, when it hit home and you realize that it can happen to anybody. It's difficult, man. So,
I mean,
that's what I miss.
I don't miss work like that.
Thank you. I'm so glad somebody else said it, because I really don't miss work at all.
I'm cool. What I do miss is I miss interaction with people. Like us four, along with a couple other people, a couple of other homies, we got a group chat. And even when outside of us and our other friends, we got group chats with that. But those people who you don't conversate every day, or you may see accidentally and shit like that, that's just not happening. That hasn't really happened to me at all over these last 4 or 5 weeks. So I kind of miss just the interactions of different people, good or bad. And when I say bad, I mean like weird. You meet some weirdos sometimes, but even still, like I said, the option of being outside and actually having that opportunity to meet different people. I don't know, man. I've just been losing track of days, but the funniest shit is I never forget which day is my payday. Right. I don't give a fuck.
Even though we ain't doing nothing for
I don't care. If it's Wednesday and I think it's Thursday, I know what Friday I'm getting paid, yo. That's the craziest part, yo.
Right.
This is giving me a new respect for my job, though, because they definitely holding me down during this, and a lot of people don't know it. Like, I got new respect for them. Like,
I ain't lose a cent. I ain't lose a cent yet.
Nope.
But all right, well, yeah. So here we go. Like you were saying, you meet some weirdos. You meet some people that's off the rails, or some people that you may have already met, but right before this whole thing started. And how do some people that are using the quarantine to validate your interest in them? Meaning, basically.
Oh my goodness, yo.
Basically,
well, first of all,
you have all this time.
Go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead.
People,
get your shit off.
Hold on. Let me just for the people that may have not, maybe I didn't explain it well, but you got all this extra time. You might be had a girl or something that you're dealing with, and
Well, for the two, I guess this.
Hello, he can't wait. He can't wait.
I guess this is more so be for the two single guys on this podcast, because the two guys in relationships, like y'all can't do nothing. So it is what
I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do nothing.
Good answer. But like, let me ask Deontay: have you been following the quarantine requirements to the T, or have you violated some of them?
It depends. What does that mean?
Did you get some ass?
Oh, well, yes, I did, but I didn't know if that was in violation.
It is. You're supposed to be self-quarantining. Anybody that doesn't live with you.
Well.
Y'all wash your hands before y'all, you know what I'm saying? No.
I did it, and after.
You did?
Yeah. Sanitize
before and after.
And y'all saying anybody exclusively? Because you can't, at the same time, I feel like the quarantine requirements don't pertain to those people. So if you had a girlfriend and y'all just don't live together, how can you socially
exactly that? I had a conversation with a female friend.
That's a good point. I never thought about it that way.
You said if you have a girlfriend and y'all live together?
Yeah.
She'd be very childish if she want to risk your life to see you there.
Childish.
That'd be very childish. Like, we know there's a virus going on out here.
No. If this is different. This is different from what the actual question is. But since we're on the subject right now, if you my girl and we're supposed to be quarantining or whatever. If we're not seeing each other, like I'm not fucking with that, man. I get what they saying, but I'm not cool with that.
I
I'm
get
not
what
cool
they
with not seeing
saying,
you. I'm not
but
cool with not getting no
Bro,
ass.
fuck
Yeah,
that.
I'm not cool with not getting no ass. Like I'm not. I can't rock with that, man.
You
Because
see how that would fly.
what you mean?
What I'm saying is, I just can't see how if you're in a relationship with somebody, or even if if you working towards that and you like somebody, you talking to somebody for a long time, and
Yeah,
y'all around each other enough, like how you just gonna like just go cold turkey and just not see him out of nowhere like that? I just don't see how that's possible.
right.
I
So that's
mean,
where I'm at with that.
if
Because if
somebody, but
you
if
be in the
somebody,
house like we are. Hold on, let me say it. Like you be in the house right now with whoever you live with or what and whatnot, but you see them every day. I would kind of look at it as the same thing. Like it's the being responsible. Um, Everybody should have been washing their hands beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like these are some of the things that they're telling us that we should be doing now. That's the height or the height of not the height, the extent of what they're telling us that we should be doing, aside from like staying away from each other, washing your hands when you're in contact with somebody, with a lot of people. So if I'm gonna see somebody who I know is responsible, and I know we're doing the same thing, and outside of that, you're not going to game nights and parties or gathers of 50 fucking people and shit like that, then I don't see why we still can't see each other. You know?
but what if somebody in their household is, and that's why, because that's the whole social distancing thing. That's why they saying the social distance. Like if somebody in their household was around somebody with it, they can spread it to them, and just by that, then they can spread it to you. And like, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you, but like you said, it's an abrupt change, but it's not like we're the only ones going through it. Everybody's going through it because it's
going through
pandemic. So it's like it's
Yeah.
abrupt, but you gotta. I feel like
necessary.
it's necessary. Like you said, if you trust somebody that much, then you do what you want at the end of the day. But I just feel like if somebody took it that serious to where they go like, look, I'm not trying to really see nothing see you until the end or until the curve down, because some people immune systems ain't as good. Like I know a couple females with sickle cell, it affect them different, so they gotta move different just off that. Like the immune system ain't good.
So is that in conjunction
Yeah.
with the quarantine validating your interest in these people?
Like, not some of them, because some of them can find you can find different interests in different places. Like I'm finding out a lot of the females, like I may talk to or text, like they can't hold a good conversation about nothing. And I'm finding out some can.
Right.
Like, there's not much to talk about right now about what we're doing. Like, you can't just ask me what I'm doing every day now, because we're not really doing much different.
I'm in the house I'm watching this or whatever. Ain't much to do. No adventures anymore.
So we have an organic conversation.
And that's real. I like that what AJ was saying about being able to find out somebody can have an actual conversation. Usually, I mean, personally, I probably could figure that out. Usually when you start talking to somebody, it just depends on what your interest in that person is. That's my opinion on that. On the flip side, what we were talking about though, how we got into it about actually kind of being in a relationship with somebody or having a girlfriend and having a social distancing. The question going back to should it validate your interest in someone, even though that we have more time because we're supposed to be staying in the house and some of us aren't working and shit like that. Like that's not an obligation for you to give more time to that other person. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I had that argument too.
You shouldn't. Yeah, so I don't think you should validate someone's interest in you. You shouldn't be sitting there like, damn, because they got more time right now. No, this is where our relationship goes to another level. Granted, y'all may talk a little bit more, or you may think, you should have a little bit more time because of the lack of things we can do. But my quarantine plan wasn't to give you more. You know what I mean? Set up more time for you.
That's where I was
that
going
wasn't in my quarantine thing. And like I have it. It's like some people don't think outside of themselves. Like so during this whole quarantine thing, I could be thinking shit. All that time that I'm at work, those 8 hours out the day that I'm sitting there at my job and I'm like, damn, I wish I had more time to do this. I can actually use that time to do that. Or I could really just be like, I want to be by myself. Like, I don't want to be bothered right now. So I think people got to take that into account, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it validates it just on the strength of, of the same thing Wade was saying, but it's female, so you really can't go back and forth about this too much with females because they ain't gonna see it their way anyway. They crazy. So,
and
but things travel,
and
so it's like, if you're dealing with somebody that
also.
you don't live with, you know what I'm saying, and then especially if you got kids and stuff like that, like you really gotta take into consideration about yourself, like going outside and going to go do extracurricular things and being around other people and knowing that you still got kids at home or kids that you gotta be around too. So
yeah,
a lot of people don't take that. They don't think about that prior to after the fact, but at the same time, it's like you still got to take it seriously. You still got to take it seriously, and this shouldn't really validate whether your interest is really with them or they shouldn't judge you on your quarantine status or your strategies or anything like that. A lot of things you just gotta do what's best for you. Do what's best for you and do what's safe for you. Put it that way.
And my thing is, even if we is going to chill, like, don't make us, like, the end of us chilling or spending time together awkward. Like, if it's time to go, it's time to go. It's crazy, man. Like, they be forcing your hand. They be like, what more do I got to say? Like, it's enough. Like,
right.
You don't got nothing to do with no. Are you tired of me? No, I need my alone time. Like, I'm chilling. Like, it has nothing to do with you. Like,
just because we can't go nowhere, just because we can't, just because I'm stuck in here, don't mean that I just want to spend even more time. I'm cool.
And there's no finessing. There's no finessing with getting out of that situation. So it's just like when you gotta do something, I'm gonna be like, no, I don't. I just want to leave. Like it's like. I'm saying I'm about to go link up with my homies. I'm about to go out. It's just like, I just want to go home right now.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess that goes like to the maturity levels, though. Like, I feel like you got somebody, like, you know who you're dealing with, for real.
Right.
And if you don't, you at least learning now. Like, you learning more for sure, because you can pay more attention. Like, you don't have as many variables in your day. Like,
I like that point though. Kind of what you were saying, just like going off what you said, it kind of just make you really just be mature in the whole situation between both parties, and it make you be more honest about what's going on between y'all. Like there are going to be glaring flaws or red flags, I think, with people who are dealing with each other during this time, because you don't have those excuses. You are showing that you need your personal space. Like, where to draw a line. If you're somebody who needs a lot of attention and shit, and when it's regular, pre-quarantine, let's just say pre-quarantine, and you're dealing with somebody and it's other things in their lives that's like stopping y'all from maybe communicating as much as you want to, and then you go through quarantine and it's just like it's kind of the same situation. If you're the type of person that needs a bunch of attention, then you're going to realize that this probably not the person that's going to be able to do it for you, because this is how they are. Like, they need their personal space. So I think it do kind of force everybody to just look at their situations and be more adult and more truthful about, what they want and what they see in the other person.
For sure.
Yep.
So,
anybody else want to keep on talking? Keep on talking for a few more minutes.
Bro, transition.
I'm really trying to delay this nut ass nigga. Just pulled up. Y'all probably can hear the music. Always pull up next door. You got this loud ass music. Can I hear it?
No, I don't hear it.
No, I ain't hear nothing.
Well, cool. It's loud as shit. Like, he pull up in the driveway, and then he sit there for a few minutes, like he want everybody to hear it. Loud as shit. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with him?
He's not going to the house. My point exactly.
No, but it'd be louder. Like, he'd be parking in the driveway and just be like sitting there for a minute. Like, I'm gonna finish this song. That nigga's gonna hear this song. Like type of shit. Anyway, it sounds like, man, from listening to y'all, man, these ladies, man, have a lot of insecurities. You know what I'm saying? It's like anybody else. I have insecurities. We all do, man. So let's transition.
Would this be a segue?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. we gonna transition right into the
I
show.
That's
see what
1
you
point
did.
for Clay.
I see what you did there.
See what you did there.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. The first, last Sunday,
Yeah.
it was episode 1, season 4, Insecure. Issa Rae. If you haven't seen it yet, you should check it out. It's hilarious. Watch it with your lady or watch it by yourself. I like it. It's insightful. You know what I mean? It touched on a lot of things we all can relate to. It's very relatable, and it's, by a black young lady. So I always try to give them, some, not that it matters, but a good show was a good show. So it's a good show. So I'm not racing all that out of it. It started off, from the beginning, it had one of our own, a guy named Reggie Conquest. That's his handle. He's from, Philly. He's an actor and comedian. And I was, from the jump, I was cracking up at Fat Boy. That's what I was telling my lady as we were like, oh, look at Fat Boy. So it was just funny, man. It was that's one of the first things I noticed. And I was, I just want to talk to y'all. Tell me what y'all gathered from that first episode and where you think it's gonna go this season. Wade, you want to go first?
Well, funny thing is, so we all know quote Reggie Conquest. We call him actually Ted. Me, AJ, and Dre. We went to high school with him.
Okay, what school was that?
Roxborough High School. 06. Holla at us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the borough. But yeah, Ted always been funny. And I think ever since high school, he's been in the comedy circuit ever since high school. He was doing some comedy, starting out in Philly, then he moved out up into New York. I actually wanted to go to a couple shows. I never made it out there for whatever reason. That's my fault. I even hit him, was like, yo, I'm going to come, and I didn't. So, I feel bad about that. But in any event,
never too late.
Ted, no, for sure. I'm definitely going to make one, but I should have gone to at least one of them that I said I was going to go to. So he was up in New York and eventually made it out LA or vice versa. I can't remember. But in any event, man, Ted is a good dude, and he's really fucking hilarious. And you could tell by that opening scene or third scene or whatever it fucking was on the show.
The crazy thing is, though, I didn't even feel like the nigga was acting. Like, that's really how the nigga is.
It was really dope. Like, he was really funny.
Funny as shit. Like,
You see, go to Jones, nigga, is waxing up there, waxing Issa. You know what I'm saying?
That's big time. It was hilarious when he was playing the bouncer and he had the TSA shit patched up. He had tape on it, and he was ushering everybody. It was just hilarious, man. Bull was really stood out, and I didn't know who he was. So I'm glad y'all was able to give us some, a little backstory on him. But I never knew who he was, but he definitely stood out.
Usually like Issa Bae, they usually get a few episodes. So I'm excited to kind of see where his character ends up, or how far his character goes.
yeah.
So, man, anybody else check it out?
I saw it, but I didn't really like. I'm not a fan of the series per se. Like, I watched it to catch up, I guess, but I don't really know what's going on like that. So my analysis wouldn't really be on point.
All right. Well, basically, let me give you a quick little rundown. The main character, Issa Rae, we all heard about them and Lawrence. Lawrence is in another relationship with someone who's an influencer. She has a lot of connections. Rock Nation. She drops that. And that's Lawrence's current girlfriend now. So it's like, it feels like that Issa's stuck in between being petty and just leaving the whole situation being uncomfortable, or doing what's best for her. And it seems like she's, stuck in that catch-22 right now, because they clearly her and Lawrence still have feelings for each other, but they, I think they both have insecurities. We're going to keep going back to that word, but I think they both have insecurities about each other now, and I think they're afraid to, well, I know Issa still wants Lawrence, but I think he still wants her, but I think he's just afraid to take it there again. I think he's afraid of, being played again, and I guess she violated his trust. So that's what I feel like this season is just going to be going off of, that dynamic of that relationship between her and Lawrence's Issa Rae and Lawrence's current girlfriend now. And
You feel like they're gonna be playing a cat and mouse game?
yeah, I think that because if you notice, this last episode was really uncomfortable for both of them. They just didn't know what to do. They didn't know where they wanted to, they didn't want to step on each other's toes. They was, back and forth. It's just really awkward. So
Well,
it's really awkward.
before that, though, just going back to what you said in the synopsis of what you were saying, I wish we had a female, because that situation, I do want to know what a female perspective is on the situation. How you explained it. Issa is the ex-girlfriend, and his current girlfriend, they didn't know that they had the common in Lawrence.
Right.
They didn't know they had that common denominator. So they ended up, befriending each other and working together on this project that Issa had going on. And like you said, when they found out, it got real awkward. So I wanted to be able to ask the woman, how would they feel about their situation? But I guess I still want to know, like, as per se Lawrence in this situation, like, how you feel as the nigga. Like, you looking at your current girlfriend right now, where your girlfriend, or you like somebody you just dealing with right now.
For 5 years. Well, his ex-girlfriend was 5 years.
Yeah, his ex-girlfriend was 5 years, but the current girl that he's dealing with right now, like, they kind of just start talking. They're kind of still in the dating phase right now. So, like, how would y'all feel? If y'all was in that situation like Lawrence? Do you tell the girl you dating, like, you know what I mean, like, that don't matter, and, you want to move forward, you understand why she feel a little uncomfortable? Like,
I think I understand exactly why she feels uncomfortable, but I think as a man, I think you just always got to keep it G and, like, still do what's best for you. I think if the better thing is for you is to continue the situation. It shouldn't be difficult for him.
Always keep it G, no matter what. Always keep it G, no matter what.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
you should still want her if it's a good situation for her, for Issa. And I never think a man should be petty and be like, nah, man, leave her. No. Unless she did some dirty, grimy shit, you just know she a dirty, grimy person. You should want to see, her, level up a little bit if she can. And if this was something that they both spoke about it, they talked about it, in the season before. They ran into each other at the movie. What was that movie? The Last Dragon. They was sitting outside. They had a little picnic watching The Last Dragon, so they ran into each other there.
Yeah, that was hot too. I would definitely go to an outside Last Dragon screening.
So, like I said, man,
It's The Last Dragon.
Oh my God.
We're not gonna do that right now.
Oh, right.
Those who don't know, AJ doesn't watch any movies.
He ain't seen nothing.
I heard of it. I didn't watch it either.
Classic movies, man.
Yeah, Dragon.
Like, how you know that? Like, that's where Short Enough comes from.
Like, But Bruce Leroy. But yeah, man. Like I said, if y'all don't have bad blood like that, I don't see why he wouldn't, want to see her win.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I always keep it fucking J. I mean, let them figure it out. Like, I'm not making nobody's decision in that situation.
You gotta keep it G, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
All right. So something else that's coming on. I'm conflicted with this one because they both coming on at the same time. Oh no, actually, Issa Rae's come on at 10 o'clock, so I'm actually good. I'm this Last Dance.
But no, it's 2 episodes.
It's 2 episodes.
Jordan from 9 to 11.
Oh, that's good.
There's no confliction with me. Issa is just going to get watched after.
Well, yeah, you can DVR her. So, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, there's no confliction. So The Last Dance.
Yeah, I was going to ask you some questions if there's any confliction.
All right. Yeah, the question my fingerhood.
That would have been a bad John.
That was crazy.
Hey man, play as fuck up.
You saved yourself.
Definitely. But like I was saying, man, The Last Dance, man, Michael Jordan, the GOAT, who I think is the GOAT.
Highly anticipated.
That's another, whoever we think is the GOAT, that's another conversation for another day. But tonight, The Last Dance, chronicling the 98 season. It's a 10-part series. Starts tonight. They pushed it up. It was supposed to come out in June, but they pushed it up for reasons I don't know. But
Shout out to the
coronavirus. Everybody in the house. Why not get the ratings up with it?
Yeah, because you never know. That's
Shout out to
It's the
COVID-19.
anticipation, so they moved it up.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant because you never know. By June, it could be over, and then people be back outside. And,
You might be outside, and you know. I mean, the rate is still going to be there, I think, but it's not going to be like how it is now.
Right. Right now you can capitalize on that. Yeah, that's smart. So that's starting tonight, man.
Fuck that. Like me.
We all know, we all had, whether you was able to watch Jordan or see highlights. Me, I remember 92 watching NBA on NBC with Marv Albert and things like that. Michael Jordan versus not Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls versus the Knicks and things like that. Pacers, the old classic playoff games and all that. So, first of all, you guys have any memories of, watching Jordan or anything
Poor
like that?
Jordan towards like the tail end of his career. When I was like super young, I remember watching on NBC sometimes like Chicago Bulls versus Orlando Magic.
NBA on NBC.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Right.
I remember little highlights and stuff like that. I mean, I was too young to really recognize like, oh, all right, I'm watching the GOAT right now or anything like that. But I watched it from time to time. I mean, I was playing NBA Live and NBA Jam back then anyway, so it was just natural. So
I had Jordan versus Bird.
It was just natural to watch certain games sometimes. Like, I never knew I was watching like greatness at the time and things like that when I was watching it. But I mean, I had a few memories when he pushed off on Brian Russell.
Yeah, 98.
In the finals, things like that.
They say Jordan, man, he was something else, man. They say you might be looking at him different after watching this. He's punches teammates, get into fights with his teammates. That's greatness, I guess.
But I think every superstar got some type of asshole in them, though.
Yeah.
Everybody that's in the limelight got some type of asshole in them. Like, that's just my personal belief. Like Kobe Bryant, for example, everybody look at Kobe Bryant like, damn, he great, he this and that, but he was an asshole in practice towards his players too. Like, he was an asshole towards them. Like,
why is that? Tell me, why is that? Why do you think that?
Attitude wise, I guess he wanted everybody. He wanted to get the best out of everybody. So in order to do that, you got to downplay him too. Tell him you ain't shit.
Or if you want people to come up,
you can't guard me because
you got like this certain standard. You got
the full effort. When somebody guarding you want that full effort in it. Right. You don't want nobody to have asses because you named Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or somebody like that. So,
The thing about
I think every superstar has an asshole in them. Wait.
I think the thing about just greatness, period, there's something always off with that person who's great. And we call it weird sometimes. We call it arrogant. But it's because we don't understand it, but it's that one thing that we look at that's different that makes them actually great because of how they
obsession with being great.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have that something that we striving towards, like them to be the best ever at it, and that we look at it. Anybody looking at something else, we see it as something that we're not similar to. We look at it as different or crazy. So go ahead.
Yeah, in a way that we see right now, how he was, arrogant, he was kind of crazy, whatever. I could probably bet that Mike didn't give a shit about that. He didn't care what the fuck we thought anybody else did, but he was so focused on being the best player that he could be, and he knew what buttons to push to get the best out of the players around him too. But I think even at one point there was some corny ass docu that came out years ago, where it showed that how how crazy Mike really was, and then his early years, and then it was around 90, 91 where he had to really just lock in. Somebody was just like, yo, you gotta use your teammates and shit. Before that, he was just trying to do it all by himself, but it took somebody actually really talking to him to get that picture. So I'm interested to see that, man. I can only imagine that when you're so good and somebody has to tell you, like, yo, you have to actually share the ball with somebody else. Like, you have to trust somebody else to make you even greater. I'm interested to see how that whole thing plays out. So,
AJ?
I just want to see it like from an understanding point of view. Like Dre said, like I was young when he was in his mix. Like my best memory of Mike is when he played for the Wizards and he blocks. They was playing against the Bulls. He did the 2-hand block off the backboard against somebody. Like I think it was Ron Artest, if I'm not mistaken. But that's my best memory of him. I ain't really see Mike too much when I knew what was going on. Like I watched him when I was young, so watching this documentary now is going to be refreshing because I understand basketball from a real point of view now. So maybe I can see it different and analyze it different and respect it different. I mean, I respect Mike as the GOAT, but we ain't going to get into that other argument now.
That's another conversation for another time.
I mean, you could probably respect
talk about that. That's a
but
whole
it's
nother
not
show
somebody
by
that you
itself.
watch growing up. So it's like you got a couple perspectives on it, and that's normal. I mean, people nowadays, if they was born, our kids, they're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, Michael Jordan was the greatest player," because they don't know. All they know is LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. They don't really know too much about that. All they do is they just hear what older people say or about Michael Jordan. They don't know because they never really witnessed it from beginning of career to end of career. They weren't even born yet, so they wouldn't really know. Like we can't say, "Oh yeah, Bill Russell," because honestly, he the one that got the most championships. So we could easily be like, "Well, why not Bill Russell to go?"
That's lazy though.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Right, I get what you're saying.
But
That's a lazy.
But we didn't see him from beginning of career to end of career. So it was like we could easily say, well, look, he got 11, 12 chips. He the GOAT. Michael Jordan ain't the GOAT. He only got 6.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I don't think
it's the same way as the younger generation saying, oh, well, Michael Jordan the GOAT. Well, how would you know if you didn't see none of it? You didn't even see the Wizards. Like, you didn't see none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think go ahead.
What you gonna say?
No, I ain't say no.
I think a perfect example of like a good asshole, is but you know, a fucking athlete that was like a straight asshole but was all about his business, to me, was probably Terrell Owens. You know what I'm saying? Not to jump sports, but Terrell Owens was really all about winning, all about – I mean, he was selfish, all about himself too. He was caring about the stats and stuff too, but he brought the best out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? No matter whether he talked shit in the press, talked shit at practice, talked shit on the field, he backed it up, and he wanted the best out of everybody, and that's probably the same way how Jordan went. You could arguably say Terrell Owens might be the top 3 wide receivers of all time.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know, to your point, though,
he didn't get Hall of Fame on his first. He didn't get the Hall of Fame first ballot just on the strength of him being an asshole.
Right.
You know
so
just relationship.
Just going off of what you just said, Dre, that kind of go back to what I was saying earlier too about how we look at motherfuckers as being like weird and arrogant. So from our perspectives as like spectators, if you look at Terrell Owens and how he played, you be like, damn, he's not a fucking team player. Like other people on the team, let them, you know, Donovan got threw the ball to them and all this shit. Right. But to Terrell Owens, it's like, give me the ball. And to everybody else, it looks like it's real selfish. But in Terrell Owens' mind, this is the best chance that we're gonna have.
The best option. I'm the best option.
You're the best option. And if you know when the ball,
to his point, this shit was true.
Right, exactly.
When it's all said and done.
If you know the ball's in the best person's hands, you know you in good position to win.
All right. And another little nugget, man. I don't know if y'all knew this, but him and the other GOAT of football, a lot of people feel like Jerry Rice is the GOAT of football. They were on the same team, and they actually moved on from Jerry Rice to make room for Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
And
that's when Terrell Owens made that game-winning catch against the Packers in the playoffs.
And he
come on, man! Don't say you older than us, but you ain't that much older than us, nigga. Like,
I'm not, but I remember that.
I just want to drop a little nugget on y'all.
No.
Oh, you saw Quay. Oh, all right, yeah.
I don't know if y'all know this nugget.
We remember the catch when Terrell Owens was crying after the game.
Yeah, I remember. I was watching it. I was watching. It's like Skip said, I was there. Skip was
I remember
there.
that. That's when they had Garrison Hurst and all them.
That's what, yep.
Right.
That's what I remember. Merton Hanks. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember.
Merton Hanks.
Yeah. So man, while we on receivers, man, let's be in Philadelphia. And I know a lot of people feel like it's a glaring need for Philadelphians, for the Eagles. I want to, get y'all take on the draft is next week.
Why they gotta be motherfucking Eagles, though? This is.
Hey man, I'm not a big fan of these.
Yeah, I know.
Even though I'm Philadelphia born and bred, I don't know. I just never.
I mean,
that's another conversation.
Get it out the way.
No, you're Indianapolis.
Yeah.
There you go. Let it be known right now, because in the future, when everybody listens to the podcast, and you going on about the Colts and everything, let it be known that you were always the Colts fan from the beginning.
All right, well, I'll let y'all know now, man.
Even when they losing.
I never was an Eagles fan. I grew up. I'm sadly to say this, but I grew up a Cowboys fan. My older brother.
Really?
Wow.
Yes, I was.
Oh man, I ain't know this.
My older brother is a Cowboys fan to this day. He
I
loves the
did.
Cowboys.
Yeah, no, that's nigga.
Definitely.
My older brother, we idolize our older brothers. Our older siblings. So my older brother loved the Cowboys, and I remember just tagging along and at the Super Bowls, going with him. He used to be dressed up in the whole get up, cowboy boots and all that. He was a crazy fan. But so I like the Cowboys.
Typical Cowboy fans. Go ahead.
I like the Cowboys growing up, and then when I became my own person, my earliest memory was watching the Colts and the Steelers in the playoffs. And I remember Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback for the Colts. And I remember them coming back, and I remember it was like a real close game, and it was like a long Hail Mary pass, and the Colts came back, and that was like a 96. And at that time, I'm like 11, 12, and I'm become my own person. So they had a couple Philly players at the time. That was when Marvin Harrison from Philly became – he went to the Colts. We ended up getting Raheem Brock, a couple Philly players. And I just gravitated towards them, liked them, Peyton Manning, and my whole life since then, I just like the Colts. And that's how that story goes. I don't have any love for the Cowboys anymore. I hate Jerry Jones. I think he's so annoying, man. He just want to he just meddle in everything. That's another story. I can go on another tangent on that, but that's my quick rundown on why I love the Colts, don't love the Eagles, and I really don't care for the Cowboys anymore.
So what's up with the Colts and their draft process? How you feeling?
Well, we don't have a first round pick, so we don't pick until we trade.
Y'all got what's his name?
We traded our first round pick, number 13 overall,
to
San Fran for DeForest Buckner. So he's one of the best defensive tackles, top 3 defensive tackle in the league.
I mean, technically, that's a good first round pick.
Yeah, it's like a draft pick. Yeah,
and you're trading for an all pro. So it's like trading an unknown for all pro.
And he only been in the league, what, like 3-4 years?
3 years. So he's going into his second contract. He's coming off his rookie contract. It's time for a big payday. It all worked out. We got plenty of money. We still one of the top teams as far as salary cap. We got $30 million still. It was a situation where the 49ers, they defensive line is strapped. They was able to lose him and still have studs and a defensive tackle. They had players that they signed last year that they had no room for, that they had to rotate.
Well, they got Bosa, so they're not going nowhere anytime
soon.
soon.
Right, but they drafted Bosa. They signed
probably the defensive line is
just put Bosa on the line and they can just do whatever they want after that.
Right. So they defensive line is strapped. So they was able to lose him and still it was the ability for them to get a first round pick without having to pay him top dollar like they was gonna have to pay him because they got an abundance of riches. So we ended up trading for him, and I'm really, really happy with that. He fit our scheme and our team very well. And so our first pick, we ended up having 2 second-round picks. So our first pick isn't until 34 overall, the second pick in the second round. So
that's cool.
Right. I'm not, and then we pick again 10 picks later, which is 44 overall. So I'm okay.
Well, I mean, fuck up.
But
yeah,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with
so.
I'm cool with that. But
Yeah,
I think
fuck all that.
I would.
So y'all got y'all first round pick.
Right. We had our first round pick is all pro. And then our second round pick, but I would like to see us go is either quarterback. That's in this order. I would like to see us go quarterback, a wide receiver, or a tight end. So I think we need to. I don't. It's a couple quarterbacks I like. I like Jalen Hurts. He's expected to be there. I like Jordan Love. He's expected to be there, and Jacob Eason. He's expected to be there. So those three quarterbacks, we're not getting to or nothing like that. We're not. That's out of the question. But for our slot, I think that they will be good. I think we should get our quarterback as soon as possible. We got Phillip Rivers, but he's only going to be there a year, maybe two at top. I think we need to start grooming a quarterback as soon as possible. So we need to get one in there and start going. So with those two picks, I would like to see us get a quarterback and a wide receiver. And if we can't, a tight end would be good. I would like another tight end too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Eagles fan.
Honestly, I don't think y'all
Eagles
need a quarterback, but that's.
I'm an Eagles fan, so from the rip, I'm looking at wide receiver. I think we need speed. I think Alshon Jeffrey is on a decline.
Been on the decline.
We don't know what JJ or Sega Whiteside going to do.
Or be.
Especially with this whole coronavirus thing. Wasn't no all-season workouts really yet. So that can hurt them also. We finally got rid of Nelson Aguilar. We got a 30-something-year-old Deshaun Jackson coming back off an injury.
Aguilar signed with the Raiders, right?
Yeah, he signed with the Raiders. 1 year deal, I think for like $9 million or something like that.
I didn't know that, but all right.
Yeah, we got Deshaun Jackson coming back off a injury. But he's got eventually he's gonna start declining too. So I feel like we just need some type of speed. We need a playmaker. We just need a playmaker at this point. Honestly, I'm happy if the Eagles just pick a wide receiver in the first round because the wide receiver group is deep, which is actually scaring me because I feel like they could go somewhere else and then come back to a wide receiver in the second round.
Right.
But if they was to go somewhere else, I would be looking at line. A lot of people think Eagles need secondary help, which they probably do, but I don't. They just got Darius Slay. I feel like that helped out a lot.
And somebody else y'all signed. Y'all signed the nickel cornerback.
Yeah,
Roby Coleman.
Roby Coleman. We got him, so that's gonna help a lot. I feel like linebacker is. Linebacker is a big need. I feel like linebacker is a big need for the Eagles.
Real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's the same guy where they changed this whole.
They changed the pass interference rule over.
Yeah, it's the Saints in the championship game. It was him.
I feel like linebacker is a big need for the Eagles. We lost Nigel Bradham and we lost Crew J. Hill to other teams, and I feel like Patrick Queen out of LSU. They was talking about him as being probably the best linebacker in the draft. I feel like
inside linebacker or outside.
He's a hybrid linebacker. He play either
all
one.
three positions.
He'll play either one, and he could play DN if needed.
Russia also.
I feel like he's probably the best linebacker in the draft. If we can get him, that'll be a big boost. But we definitely got to come with a wide receiver in the second round if we do that. I would still rather a wide receiver first round, but linebacker is still like a glaring need for them.
I think linebacker is definitely a need. I see what you're saying too.
Yeah, and being as though we lost two linebackers during the offseason, we haven't picked nobody up yet. You know what I'm saying they're gonna have to fill that hole some way somehow. And why not get the best linebacker that's in the draft? Or you could go. I'm cool with a wide receiver first round. That's what I want. Man.
Which one do you want?
Me personally, I want. Jerry Jeudy not going to be there, so I'm just going to cross him out now. But CD,
you never know because y'all in a position where y'all can still move up because y'all only.
We can move up, but we're not going to move that far. I don't think the Eagles going to mortgage the Eagles that much to move.
What pick do you guys have?
I think Jerry Jeudy going to go top. He going top 10. We 21, so we going to have to give up a whole lot to move up 10 plus spots to grab Jerry Jeudy.
I don't know why I thought y'all was like
But
15.
the thing is, the wide receiver class is so deep. Is I feel like we could just wait. We can wait. They talking about a guy named Mims from Oregon.
Denzel Mims.
Yeah, he scored 12 touchdowns last year. Had over 1,300 yards last year. Like we could
I think
probably
it's Baylor.
from Baylor. My bad, not Oregon, Baylor. And we could probably get him second round if we grab Patrick Queen first round or something like that. So it's cool, but what I want CeeDee Lamb or Henry Ruggs. Okay. Henry Ruggs is probably my favorite wide receiver.
The best fit. The best fit.
Yeah, I think he's the best fit because I just think he could. You could go from punt return, kick returner. He could be that hybrid player. He a playmaker. He can make plays all over the field, similar to like a Tyreek Hill type when he first got in the league, and well as he is now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Deshaun Jackson, he in his 30s. I mean, Deshaun Jackson's still probably faster than 80% of the secondary that's in the league, but
yeah, but you were saying he about to decline. Deshaun is on the decline. So
the only reason why I said I'm not going to decline because I'm going off his last memory. My last memory of Deshaun Jackson, he was Redskins last year. He was frying the Redskins last year, the first game of the season, and he got hurt in warm-ups week 2 against the Falcons. And he had to get
wasn't the last time Deshaun was healthy? Wasn't he cooking in fantasy the last time he was healthy for the Bucs?
Yeah, he was balling for the Bucs. Well, 2 years ago he was balling for the Bucs, but last year
I mean, I don't know if he was cooking.
He played the first game. He played the first game.
No, he was.
Yeah, he had good stretch.
No, he was like
the first game last year. He played. The Eagles went against the Redskins. He burnt them for like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And then you haven't.
And then week two, he got injured in the warm-ups against the Falcons. He got injured in the warm-ups, and he didn't really play the rest of the year because he tried to come back too early and got injured. So then and it was over.
I get all that, and I don't want to mix the two conversations of fantasy and actual play. Because right now what we're talking about is actual play. Fantasy is a totally different thing because you can have big plays and that results in good fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Like it results in good fantasy. You have big plays and it can only be like 2 or 3 of them. Right. I'm talking about Deshaun Jackson.
No, he scored touchdowns.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the player that Deshaun Jackson is. He's not a route runner. He's always just going to be that type of wide receiver that can blow the top off the defense. But as you get older, your body still has to be able to catch up with the speed that you want to run. Like, I don't know if his body's going to keep holding up like that.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why he keeps getting injured. Because maybe
that's what I'm saying.
He can't do it as consistently as he was able to in the past, and I think that's what might be what
Exactly. So you already
I still think. I mean, me personally, I think he still hold more value than Alshon Jeffrey right now.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is like I would not if I'm the Sixers front. I'm not Sixers. If I'm the Eagles front office, I'm not looking at Deshaun. If I'm looking at my draft board, I'm not looking at Deshaun's number 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna try to build it.
Can't rely on him.
You can just make it. You can make the draft board.
Deshaun's gonna be somebody who's gonna be battling.
Got Deshaun Jackson.
Right, but what I'm saying is Deshaun is either going to be somebody who's going to be battling for a position, or somebody that's calling my office and being like, "Look, I'm offering yourself for Deshaun. If he's saying good enough, I'm letting Deshaun go." But that's not something that I'm like, "Yo, we're going to move forward this year and next year with Deshaun." Right. That's not how I'm looking at it.
Right. I feel the same way. I would feel the same way if I'm you.
Right. That's cool. But yeah, definitely a wide receiver for sure. Right.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. What about you, Wade? You saying wide receiver also?
Yeah, I'm saying wide receiver. I mean, well, everybody's saying Judy and CeeDee Lamb. That's cool, but I don't want to mortgage. I don't like the idea of mortgaging your future or a lot of draft picks.
Having to move up.
To just move up. You know what I mean? Right now, what I've seen a lot of mock drafts, it's possible that they get Justin Jefferson. At number 21, there's no certainty because there's so many picks in front of you. You just don't know what the fuck is going to happen. But if the Eagles land with Justin Jefferson at number 21, I would be perfectly fine with that. He's a great wide receiver out of LSU. He didn't get as much pub as the other wide receiver that was there, which is sophomore and the best wide receiver award. But when we're talking about the playoffs, he was snapping in all the playoffs, yo, to the point where I think one game, the actual wide receiver, I can't remember his name, who won the wide receiver award, he didn't have a reception until like the third fucking quarter because Justin Jefferson was going off so crazy. So I'm real happy if the Eagles get him. I think Philly as a whole, whether it be the fucking Eagles or the Sixers, they always pick something that's just like, why the fuck did y'all do that? You know what I'm saying? And I would love for this year to know that we need a wide receiver. We need to protect the investment of the quarterback who we pay so much money for. That I just don't want it to be a Donovan McNabb situation where you don't have weapons around him, that he can't flourish because he don't have the weapons. So you got to get a wide receiver. You got to get somebody who's going to be protected.
Yeah, for sure. You can't keep
go with the nigga right now. If we get the number 21 without trading, go with the nigga that's just like, yo, we know he gonna produce. Don't go with somebody like,
that's the available wide receiver when you go at 21. I like to stay at 21.
AJ, what you think?
I just think they need to get a wide receiver, get an elite wide receiver. I feel like they always fuck that up. I feel like we was our best, other than the Super Bowl year when we had an elite wide receiver.
Like PTO?
Yeah. Like, so go ahead and stop playing around. Like, why are we always doing some nut shit? Like,
Pinkston worrying about.
I feel like the only way. I feel like the Eagles trade up. If the Eagles trade up, it better be for Jerry Jeudy. If it ain't for Jerry Jeudy, stay at 21. Pick the best.
But see, that's again the Jerry Jeudy CD Lamb thing. I'm happy with
give me Jerry Jeudy.
And to be honest, I think I might take CD Lamb because he's better after the catch than I think Jeudy may be. Yeah. It ain't like far away. But if you going to ask me that, I'm gonna take CD Lamb because I know, or I feel like he's way better, or not way better. I didn't want to say that. He's better after the catch.
Well, all you gotta do is go to Alabama. They all monsters anyways. Yeah.
So basically,
Alabama, they all just monsters. Like I like Henry Ruggs and I like T. Higgins out of Clemson. I like him too.
But it sounds like basically the consensus is receivers, no other position. Dre, you said if you do go somewhere else, you would like to see linebacker.
Go linebacker. Sure.
Regardless, it seems like the position of choice is consensus wide receiver. And the best receiver who you would like to see on the team is relative to who you like. Basically, I'm hearing a lot of people like, different people. So I get that's relative. So our last topic of the day is we're going to talk about Jalen Green. I know everybody heard about him at this time. Well, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, basically it's one of the top high school players. One of the top high school players. Basically, he's going to forego his eligibility for college. He right now it's a one and done system where you have to play at least one season out of high school. It can be anywhere, but you have to play 1 year somewhere else, and before you can enter the draft. A lot of kids usually just go one and done in college. Some we've seen in the past go over to China. We've seen some go overseas, and right now we got LaMelo Ball. He's in Australia, and this is the first time. This is the first unprecedented move of Jalen Green basically signing with a D-League team, which is G League. Now it's called G League, which is basically the developmental league it's like the direct pipeline to the NBA. So what do you guys think about him signing? Is he signing for $500,000? He's also, getting a sneaker deal. What do y'all think about basically that whole situation? And what do y'all think about it going forward for other, high school players? That's great. AJ?
So is this so basically he's doing the G League one and done at G League instead of one and done at college.
Exactly.
For the money, basically.
Exactly, or just
Um,
he also maybe he might feel like he's getting better coaching, and
Yeah.
he's getting better coaching. He's getting, like I said, NBA coaching. It's hard to say you're getting better coaching in somebody because he would go to one of the top schools. Maybe he would go to Duke,
Right.
with Coach K or something like that. It's hard to say that, but he would be in an NBA setting, I guess,
I
like
think
more trainers and all
I
that.
think it's good. I think it's good for him, and it's bad for him. I think it's good for him on the strength of you getting that fast money, you get that money quick. Whereas though whatever your family situation is, you could try to help resolve that with 500,000 that you're getting. You might be getting some NBA experience, talent that's in the G League right now. It's players that played in the NBA that might be in the G League right now. You'll get that experience. Better than a 1 year at college. I don't know. Depending on life after basketball, you might want to go back to college eventually later on down the line. I don't know. It all depends. I think it all depends on how his situation is. I'm pretty sure he was probably getting money and getting paid before anyway. So, like all the other college players do.
That's a very good point.
They all getting money anyway. I mean, what Brian had a Hummer in high school, right?
His
Yeah.
mom did.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Exactly. My point exactly. So they getting money anyway, regardless. Yeah, but the only thing about the G League thing is, what if you blow your knee out and then
So you blow your knee out in college.
and then cost yourself that? But at the same time, exactly, you blow your knee out in college, then
I mean, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
You could drop
I mean,
anyway.
Just
So
in a different place. That's it.
yeah, I like it. I like it depending on where you at in life. I mean, where you at in life? If you feel like you and your family need that 500,000, then yeah, if you feel like you got that talent where you could compete against G League players at this point right now, then yeah, you feel that you that good. I don't know too much about him. I didn't see him play. I didn't see him.
He's tough.
Yeah, I heard he tough.
Also,
I heard he tough, but
The difference,
I haven't seen him play, so it's
the difference between back then and now is though these young bulls be playing with the pros all the time already. Like maybe with the trainers and stuff, they already be running with them, so they already know who's who and who can hang and who can't hang. Like that shit is less of a politics thing right now. Like all these young bulls got tape, film, all that, and like Brickley, I know for him for sure, he integrate the pros with all of them.
and he trained with him. He trained with one of them type trainers.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you think, Wade?
well, I think there's actually a few things to touch on here. I'm gonna start with what Dre was saying about kids already getting paid anyway. A few of them, getting paid when they're already in high school and shit. This contract, like with the G League and everything, that eliminates that whole thing right there.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that too.
If you getting paid in high school and you whatever endorsement or from an agent or a friend of the family and shit like that,
Booster.
that automatic, whatever it is, it not even so much a booster because a booster is more geared towards college. But like that friend of the family and somebody who's supposed to be guiding you, whatever terminology they may want to use.
They make an investment in you.
Right, whatever the investment they're making in you, that gets you out of the trouble of being ineligible for NCAA because you're just going to the G League, so it don't matter that you're already getting this money. To them, they're making an investment, and then at this point, they're just hoping that they can get a return on that investment when you go to school.
That's a
The second thing I want to get into is the whole NCAA part of it. So, we all know NCAA is a huge business right now. Adam Silver is really kind of pitting the NBA against the NCAA. And the NCAA now has to respond to what Adam Silver is doing as far as this contract situation. So even with the G League right now, this is called like their I heard it earlier. It's like a professional or pass through, some shit that they called it because they're not full-time G League players.
right.
And they can still get a contract. But what I'm saying is
It's a
now
pro pathway program.
pro pathway program. There you go. That's what they call it. So for right now, what I'm saying is the NCAA has to come with a response to it because now the NBA has found a way to get the players from high school to pass through
The G League instead of going
the
overseas.
NCAA.
Right.
Yeah, but to
Just
basically
go through
bypass college,
Yeah, they still want
which
you to
is
come to
now
college where
funded.
they can make money off you.
It's still they will still want you to make money off of
Right.
it. Now, I personally was a fan when kids had to go to college. One as a fan, and two as a development type situation. And there's one thing that I really just hate, man. I hate when even like one and done, they go to the league early and they're not ready. You don't see a return on them even from the team's point of view till year 4 or 5 or 5 and 6 sometimes. But then as a fan, you're looking at it like you just drafted this player in a lottery pick and you don't even get to see him play or actually be productive until year 4 or 5. Like that's just kind of a waste to me. I'd rather somebody go to college for a few years, learn their craft, be good, and come in. Then they can make a better impact on that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's also cool now in a way. It's always a mirror to something. So with the kids, the top-rated kids who cannot go, or not cannot, the top-rated kids who are able to go to the G League and make $500,000, and you don't see them as a freshman, the players who are already at their school who we don't pay as much attention to are now pushed into the forefront to be the stars of their team. And next thing you know, you have a star born on that team that you would never probably want to see.
But I wouldn't have gotten a chance.
When they got that chance, because he was always going to be overshadowed by the next hype thing coming into the league. So I think it's pros and cons to everything, but I think good comes out of all types of change. You know what I'm saying? So
All right.
I think it's cool.
I was reading an article on ESPN written by Adrian Wojnarowski, Woj, and Jonathan. He's a draft guy. He does a lot of mock drafts. Jonathan Givney, something like that. But first off, I didn't know that Sharif Abdul-Rahim is the president of the G League. That's one thing I didn't know by reading this article. And basically, they were saying,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's a little nugget I didn't know. And they were saying like once 2020 prospects LaMelo Ball and RJ Hampton elected to play over in Australia, the commissioner Adam Silver, he was determined in pushing and making sure that the G League was getting these players, and instead of allowing them to go overseas, they wanted. Like
I saw that too.
Like you were saying, it's a pro pathway program that they trying to do with the G League, and why not have everybody come up in your system? And like you were saying,
but look, hold up, Quay.
Go ahead.
Wait, hold up, Quay, real quick. Just interject with what you were saying. That same thing that you're talking about is when Adam Silver responded to what Australia taking this talent, that he was like, I'm gonna implement this with the G League as far as getting this pathway program. Right. That's the same way I'm talking about. Like the NCAA now has to respond to what Adam Silver's doing.
And that's my next sentence, because I was gonna say, like you were saying, he forced their hand, and he's like you're saying, he's not like, I don't feel like he's like, I believe the NBA will always want their best interest. They're always going to want players. If you're good enough, you can come. You should be able to come right now, high school. I think that's their stance. I think the college is more. I think they're the ones that's kind of like holding it up. Whereas, well, play a season. We can at least get one season off your likeness. And I think that, like you were saying, Adam Silver, I believe he's just forcing their hand. I think he's always been the progressive, the players kind of commissioner, where he's he listens to what the players think, what the players want, and tries to takes into account. He's not one of these owners like Roger Goodell, and I know it's not Manfred or whatever, the MLB, who's just not progressive, that he has Black History Month and things like that. I think that he cares about what the players want. He has a predominantly black league. So I think that he cares about what, and most kids that's going to be coming in are going to be kids that's black, that's coming from usually not the best situations at home that could use this boost, that can get there, that would like to get there as soon as they can if they have the talent God given. So I just think that, like you were saying, he's forcing the college to make some type of stipulations where they're going to get off their ass a little quicker. And I'm sure they feel like we're in the United States. We should not be losing United States-born players to Australia and China, whatever the case is. So that's why I believe that I think it's going to be going forward. I think that a lot more players are going to see this and they're going to realize, just like I felt like LeBron opened the floodgates for signing and taking control of your own career once you hit free agency and not worrying about what others think. I think that LeBron started that. I think that this is going to be the first of many. I think there's going to be a lot more kids that'll be going.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what I'm
so.
saying? I think that these deals, and I think that kids see it as the same thing. They'll still, this will be, you'll look at it like it's at $500,000 right now, and then on top of that, if you still go number one or wherever you was slotted to go, if you was going to college, you'll still get that money also.
Right.
And whatever the case is, you can make some kids, and the thing is, it's 500,000 plus. So I'm thinking that if they get more prospects, it's not just 500,000. You can make more in it. So throughout the endorsements and all that stuff, it'd be hot if one of the best high school kids is getting Gatorade deals and sneaker deals already in the G League, and that just brings more notoriety for the G League going forward. You know what I'm saying? That other people might watch their games, because a lot of times I'll see their games on NBA TV at 3:00 in the morning. I'm never watching.
I'm watching that shit.
They'll just give those things. But they might, you know what I mean, when they start
I
getting,
didn't think about that, but that's a good point though.
you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll give those kids, if the talent is coming, the best talent is coming for the money, they'll be giving them. The NBA smart, man. It's just another way of making money, and I think it's very brilliant what they're doing. And I like it all the way around. I think you getting. I don't see what you're getting in college that you're not getting. You know what I'm saying? From a basketball point of view. Yeah, I mean, and if you're going to go to, if everybody doesn't want to go to college anyway, and if that's something that's important to you, you already had a means going forward earlier to be able to pursue that, if that's what you want to do.
Let me ask though. I don't know if any of y'all fucking know. Isn't it the NBA who put this stipulation on that anyway though? Which is kind of the irony in all this.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have the stipulation that you have to go to college for a year. You have to be
Excuse me.
A year removed from high school, right?
I believe I thought it was the previous regime, because I feel like I thought that was, what's his name?
Well, yeah, it is, but I mean, Adam Silver as a commissioner can't. I don't
think you can just lift it because that's what you want to do. I don't think you can just do what you want. I still think you have to. It's a committee, and you have to be able to do things, and so everybody's on the same page. I'm not even going to lie on it and just and go further more into that, but that'd be something that we may need to look into more.
It just made me think, why not just lift the whole shit and let them go straight to the NBA? But if you want to just dig in deeper and think about it from the business aspect of it, then yeah, it does make sense to push them through like a farm situation.
But you can't do it without the players union, the players association and union. I think that's where the talks are stalled. Like I said in that same article, they were saying that the talks are stalled with the players union on an agreement to end it. So the NBA is trying to end it, but it's like the players association, and I think that's where the standoff is there.
Though from the Players Association, I can see why they would do that. I can see why the Players Association would probably do that, because you got, again, those one and dones. I think predominantly in more recent years, the top draft picks are one and dones. They're either one and dones or they're people who was playing overseas. You're not getting those players that was juniors and seniors going in top draft picks, and that may not be beneficial for everybody in the league.
I haven't seen that since Buddy Hield. He stayed all his 4 years. AJ, what you think? What's your take on this, man? You've been kind of quiet.
Y'all been gone. What the fuck?
I mean, jump in, nigga. Shit.
All right, man.
I already said my take though. I pretty much said it. You can't continue to tell these kids you're not gonna pay them and then expect for them kids not to try to find another outlet while they try and go to make it to the ultimate thing they're trying to do. Because at the end of the day, like, let me use like Deshaun Butler for example. He never really got a shot in the NBA because he got injured in college, and he was a guaranteed top 5 pick.
Yeah.
He hurt himself in college, and he ain't got no money off that shit. Like, he fucked up now. He probably not nowhere near a position he should have been because he went to college. Now, like, if you go to the pros and getting paid for it, you can, like you said, help your family out, put your family in a better position for new shit. Just give yourself more flexibility, different options.
What do you think about going forward? Like you said, so you saying you think all the players is going to be – it's going to open the floodgates is what you're saying? You think a lot of kids going to start doing this?
Yeah, another young boy did it the same day. I forgot his name, but another young boy did it the same day.
Was he a top prospect also?
Yeah, he's a top prospect. He went to the G League.
So do you think this will help the ratings for the G League
The
game?
G League? No.
No?
I don't think it'll help. I don't think nobody gonna watch it still.
He said, I don't think nobody can watch it still.
It's just good for
I
young
think,
boys.
I think it's possible though if you got some, players like that with the hype.
That's what I'm saying. I think if you seeing them
I
on
can't-
Gatorade commercials,
Yeah, I can't think of nobody. I can't think of nobody that is just like who's been a hyped up player that's in the G League that you would want to be like, damn, let me see him play.
But this is the first time this has happened too.
That's what I'm saying. So for him to be in there, usually you get a G League player, you might get like maybe a really good college player who just got drafted. They get some experience, but that's still not enough to be watching the game because it ain't the.
What if LaMelo went there? Like they expecting LaMelo to be a top
right.
player.
I would watch a LaMelo Ball game.
I hear he's super tough.
And I don't think it's gonna help the G League ratings at all. But the more that top high school players go this route for the money and they get to the league, then I think it might eventually maybe force college to actually start paying players then.
I think it's gonna happen sooner than later now. I think it's gonna happen quicker now.
If the trend keeps going this way, every top high school player going to the G League for the quick 500,000 or $1 million, whatever it is, then eventually, NCAA gonna have to just start paying their players. And once they start paying their players, then I think it will go back to being college again. Because college is a big thing.
NCAA is just some gangsters, man. That's what they are, for real.
All right.
So,
imagine motherfuckers just making money off of you and being like, I ain't paying you shit.
yeah, it's one of the wait and see type things. We'll see what the next couple of top high school players do. They go this route, then NCAA gonna have to look. They're gonna have to get together and look at it like, look, we're gonna have to pay these young boys.
All right.
All right. Well, we touched on everything we wanted to touch on that was on the docket today. Anything else, guys? Anybody else? Anything?
Yeah, we got an hour and a half.
That's how long we was going?
No, we got an hour and a half to MJ.
Oh, until MJ, yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
We was on this joint for an hour and a half. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm Quay. Joel's down on all platforms. We got D Wade _ D Wade, Deontay. We got Dre Lane's carpet cleaning, AJ Gray 14. We want to remind you guys, please like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We're gonna be posting some good content on there. We thank you for listening. Please comment, subscribe, and rate. That's very important to us, man. We very thankful for you taking your time to listen out. We want to give us another special shout out. Can't forget Good Space Studios, Good Space PHL. Follow them and just excuse me.
Man, we out, man. This is
We are out.
Get it
Hey,
together,
Lane's
man.
carpet cleaning,
Get it
man. Thank you
together.
guys, man. I'll
Get it
see y'all.
together, man.
I'm gonna get it together, but I'll holler at y'all. Take care, guys.
All right, man.